want to talk to you guys about two book recommendations that I highly recommend, as well as one great article you could probably read today on crushthestreet.com in the archive section. Look at the top article from January 5th about the Federal Reserve. It's a good recap for those of you that know about the Federal Reserve, and a good introduction to those of you who may not know too much about the Federal Reserve, because that really is the core of the disease itself, having the central banking system. I think everybody needs to understand that. The first book you have to read, guys, I beg you, go to Barnes & Nobles or Amazon.com, whatever. You must read this book, okay? Great book. I loved it. I could not put it down. In fact, I did put it down in San Francisco, and I left it, and I had to buy another one so I could finish it. It's very current too. It's got stuff I believe talks about all the way to September 2011. So very current book, an amazing analysis by James Rickards. Pick this book up. He goes over the war game scenario that he did with the Pentagon. He goes over past currency wars, the current currency war, and the future. The next book. Now, a lot of people are going to be surprised, and people often, give me criticism for mentioning this guy, but I really do enjoy this guy's research. Harry Dent, it's called The Great Crash Ahead. He has another book that he wrote in 2009 called The Great Depression Ahead. I'd still recommend this book, though, because it recaps a lot of that information. So you can get this book, talks about the Great Crash Ahead. Harry Dent is one of those guys out there saying that there's going to be a 30 to 50% decline in the S&P 500 this year. Now, most of his predictions, his short-term predictions especially, are wrong. So I want to note that. That's why people say that. He's one of these guys. I think he was saying Dow 30,000 in a book he wrote in late 90s, early 2000s. But if you look at his overall macroeconomic trends, not stock market trends, but his macroeconomic trends, they're very accurate. And it's because he's using demographics. And I totally subscribe to this. I just love everything that comes out of this guy's mouth when he's talking about the demographics, and he focuses on the different ages people spend money at and why it collapses, and the logic and the analysis behind it is like it's inevitable. It's kind of a no-brainer once you and it's so important to understanding macroeconomics. Now, he's forecasting a Great Depression ahead, obviously, because baby boomers have peaked in spending. I think this is a great book to read. Is he a big deflationist? Yes. He says to buy treasuries, hold dollars, and sell your gold. Okay? So what he doesn't see, in my humble opinion, because obviously this man is a very smart man, okay? And a lot of smart guys out there believe in deflation. There's another guy called, he goes by Mish. If you just Google Mish, I think it's Global Economic Blogspot or something. But anyway, he's got a great blog. I love his blog and some of the best analysis, but he believes in deflationists. And if things were just, Michael Pinto put it a perfect way the other day. If things were just left alone, absolutely, we'd have deflation. But things aren't just going to be left alone. It's not just going to be inflation or deflation. It's going to be currency wars. And that's why you got to read this book. So you understand that there's going to be depression because the economy is falling apart. But why isn't rising unemployment and a lower GDP deflationary? And it's because of the currency wars. It goes beyond inflation and deflation. It is about the loss of faith of a currency. It is about nations literally trying to undercut each other by having a currency that is of a lower value. And I think, and I'm not going to spoil it for anybody, but man, I love this guy's book when it comes to his scenarios for the future. Anyway, just wanted to highly recommend those. Please take the time, sit down, continue educating yourself, and don't people all the time when silver goes down or gold goes down, there's so much doubt in what they've done. I tell you, once you truly educate yourself on this information, not only the history, but then you stay current on this stuff, and I'm just recommending this stuff because I just want people to truly know in their heart of hearts that this really is happening. This whole crisis, this currency crisis, the end of the empire of the United States, the peak in the credit bubble, the whole thing. Like Chris Martin says, the next 20 years are going to be radically different from the last 20 years. It really is real. And I think reading stuff like this is good, very healthy for you, especially when it's from people who were right in the past. I mean, okay, so Harry Dent wasn't right about his prediction of Dow 40,000, but he was right about the Dow going up when he said it was going to go up. He was right about going down when he said it was going to go down. So these are the people I read, and these are the people I think you guys should definitely check out. I get nothing from them. I am not being paid by them. I'm just recommending them. You guys have a great weekend. Talk to you later.